look at this equation, x plus 3 equals to 7. So meaning that all I have to do is to find the value of x such that when I add it to 3, I will get on my right the 7. So when you try to think a bit, find that the answer should be 4. So 4 plus 3, you get 7. So now, therefore, x equals to 4. Now, x is equal to 4 makes the equation to be true. Now, anything apart from x equals to 4 is not valid for this equation. Okay? So, all you have to understand is that, first of all, we need to understand that there are a lot of different kinds of equations. For instance, this one is just equation in one variable. So what I'm encouraging you to understand is that make sure that you know this simple thing, how to solve them, and they'll actually help you in your final exams. Okay? So now let's get to the a little bit more complex of the same thing. Okay, so example 2. Given that x over 2 plus 3 equals to 10. Now, when you look at this equation, it's saying that x over 2 plus 3 equals to 10. Now, let me find the value of x. So for me to find the value of x, you have to understand again that this is an equation in one variable. And I'm looking for this value, x. Okay? Now, what you need to understand, or rather, when you look at this equation, x over 2 is a fraction. So, x over 2 is a fraction. Then, how do we solve something that involves fraction while other parts, or rather the terms within the equation, are just whole numbers? Like you can see, this is 3 and that is also 10. But the x over 2 that you are looking for, specifically x, is a fraction. So now, what you need to understand is you have to convert this fraction into a whole number. So how do you do that? You multiply both sides of the equation by 2 to get rid of this denominator. So each term will be multiplied by 2. So therefore, let's get this out of the equation. So what is going to happen is we have x over 2 plus 3 equals to 10. So x over 2, you multiply both sides by 2. So both sides by 2. Okay, let me just make it x over 2 plus this, you multiply by that, and also equals to 10 by 2. So now this times that one goes, so you remain with x plus this times this, you get 6. This times that, you get 20. Now the idea is that multiply both sides by 2. so that you can remove the fraction. Okay, so from there, this now is that solve by inspection. Now, I mentioned earlier that inspection actually simply means that it's a way of solving equation in one variable, more especially in one variable, that you look at the equation and then you ask yourself, what could be the value of x such that that value, when I add it to 6, I get 20. Okay, so if you cannot figure out what that number is, all you can do is you take this 6 to the other side of the equation, and this will become x equals to 20 minus 6. Remember, since it is positive, when it crosses over, it changes its sign, okay? And that is negative. So therefore, x equals 20 minus 6. So what do we get? We get 14. Now, we have to make sure that, is this 20 correct? 14. If it is, then we need to put back the 14 into the original equation and see if we can get 10. Okay, so let me just erase there. Okay, so there we go. So our equation is x over 2 plus 3 equals to 10. Now, note that our x was 14. So I'm going to put the 14 on the x there. So it will be 14 over 2 plus 3 equals 10. So you can divide into that, you get 7 plus 3 equals to 10. And what is 7 plus 3 equals 10 equals 10. Okay, so our answer also, this is also valid. Okay, so we have just verified that the value of x equals to 14 is correct by putting back the value of x into the original equation, or if you like, the original given equation. So I'm sure this will help you understand in the way we solve equation in the simple steps, but I'm going to give you some of the simple examples that you can actually solve by yourself, and and see how you can just do it by yourself. Okay, so now let me put one last more example. Okay, so I've added two more example. You have, the first one is saying solve 3x minus 5 equals to 7x minus 11. Now what you can do here is that you look at this equation. There is 3x and there is 7x over there. Now what you probably see is that, how should I work out when I've got an equation which has got similar letters? Of course, what you can do is simply put them together by crossing over this one, whichever you prefer, or you take 3x to the other side. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'll solve it in a simple way. The easiest way is, what you can do is you say 3x minus 5, you add both sides, positive 7, both sides of the equation. So plus 5 equals to 7x minus 11 plus 5. So our rule is add both sides, add 5 to both sides. Okay, so from there we get 3x, this and this goes, so 3x equals to 7x, then minus 6. When you have, this is negative 11, this is positive, so what we are simply doing is that we are just subtracting, but the answer should get the sign from the bigger number, and that's our answer there, negative 11. Okay, so now what you can do even further is that you can now bring these two terms together. You can say 3x minus 7x equals to negative 6, or if you like, you can say 6 comes to the other side, so it changes to positive, equals to 7x minus 3x. So what you can do there is 6 equals to this minus that, you have 4x, and then you can just divide both sides by 4, that over that, then I'll just write it over here. So this fraction over here can be reduced. 2 there is 3, 2 there it's 2. Then this and that you just remain with x. So therefore our x equals to 3 over 2. So what I would want you to do is, if you just want to get more sense of what is happening over here, is that you can take this on a piece of paper and try it by yourself, and get the x equals to 3 over 2 and plug it back into the original equation over here. So plug it back, okay, and see if you get same number on both sides, the left side and right side. Okay, so this is how simple it is and how easy you can just solve this equation in one variable. Okay, now so let me finish the second example, which is saying 2 over 3x plus 10 minus x over 5 equals to 36 over 5. Okay, so what you do on this one is, when you look at this, is an equal sign. So after the equal sign, this is the right hand side, and before the equal sign, this is the left hand side. So to solve this equation nicely, you can see that the equation is full of the fractions. So like I showed you in the earlier example, what you need to do is you need to get rid of the denominators and change the equation into from fractions into whole numbers. Okay, that's what it's supposed to do. So therefore what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the lowest common denominator, but I know that 3 and 5, they can go into 15. So what I'm going to do is I'll multiply both sides of this equation by 15. So this is going to be 2 over 3x plus 10 minus x over 5, close the bracket, and multiply by 15, then equals 36 over 5. You multiply by 15. Okay, now what you're supposed to do is, as you multiply both sides of the equation by 15, then thereby also 15. Therefore, when you multiply this, it is going to be this times this. You get 2. You get this into 15, you get 5. 5 times that, you get 10x plus. Okay, so you get 10, and then this times that, get plus 150 minus this into that, you get 3 times x, you get 3x equals to this into that, you get 3 times 36, so this times that, that is 18. Okay, carry 1, this times that, that is 9, plus 1, 10, get 108. Okay, so from there you remain with 10x plus 150 minus 3x equals to 108. So what you even further do is you put these like terms together, this and that. But what you can do is you can say 10x plus 150 again minus 150 minus 3x equals to 108 minus 150. Okay, so from there we get this goes, so you remain with 10x minus 3x equals to 108 minus 150. Okay, so what you do over there is when you subtract, get one negative, because 150 is greater than 108, so our answer should be negative 42, that is 42. Now from there you can see we are going to remain with this minus that, you get 7x equals to negative 42. So once you remain with that, then you can say 7x equals to negative 42. So what do you do? So divide both sides by divide both sides by 7. Then what do you get? So over 7 over 7, so that goes, so x equals to negative 6. So value of x equals to negative 6. Okay, and that's our answer for this equation. Okay, now that's where we're going to end today, and thanks for watching. And I believe that indeed if you just follow this simple equation and the rules that you need to apply to this when solving these simple equations in one variable. It's going to help you in your final exam, and just also to have the sense of understanding of what we do mean when we say solve the value of x in a particular equation. Okay, so guys, that's it for today, and I'll make another video concerning equations in two variables. How can we solve equations that are in two variables, that has got two variables, meaning that x and y? How can we solve such kind of equations? Equations that we see as simultaneous equations, equations that we see a different kind of system, or rather system of equations that involves two or more variables rather. So that's it for today, and it's bye bye, and I'll see you in the next video. And please, if you have not subscribed to my channel, so that you can be receiving all the video contents the moment and immediate when I just post a video concerning any subject, physics, mathematics, biology, and chemistry, you'll be the first one to receive all the video contents as an updated video. So please don't forget to subscribe and like my channel for more, and just so that we can keep on uploading more videos and more videos, so that people like you can help each other. And yeah, so that's it for today, and I'll see you in the next video.